Good morning. My name is Jim Young, and I'm the Global Chief Data Officer at AIG, and I'm delighted to be with you today. My role puts me at the intersection of data, technology, and transformation, and I'm excited to present today what our team have built with the assistance of partners to transform a core function of our business, commercial underwriting. I'm sure many of you have heard of AIG. We're a leading global insurance company. We help businesses and individuals in over 200 countries and jurisdictions protect what matters most by managing risk and providing insurance solutions. At the core of this is underwriting. As you can see, 70% of our business is commercial underwriting. Underwriting is the process where we assess risk and determine coverage. It's where we decide, do we insure this business and what's the right coverage? It's one of the most critical and complex decisions we make, and it was stuck in a process that hadn't really changed for 50 years. AIG has leaned headfirst into AI in close collaboration with partners like Palantir. And in meeting that moment, we are rebuilding our underwriting process on AIG's ontology with generative AI, logic agents, and automation, reducing the length of aspects of our underwriting process from 1 month down to 1 day. The insurance industry in the United States is primarily regulated at the state level rather than the federal level. This has contributed to a lack of uniform data standards, which can lead to data discrepancies across brokers, malformed PDF documents and Excel files, and legacy technologies which require complex data extraction. So let me introduce you to the world of the underwriter. Due to disparate, often unstructured nature of the data that the underwriters work with, inefficiencies have existed in this process for decades. And these have been obstacles to scaling growth. Underwriters work through large amounts of data across multiple sources to help them assess risk and determine coverage. This data comes from brokers, from clients, and from industry data sources, all in different formats, usually requiring manual review. So typically, an underwriter would have to review 5 to 10 different complex documents comprising up to 100 pages. Retrieving, reviewing, and evaluating this data amounts to weeks of work per submission. So the result of this highly manual, error-prone process is that it takes up to 3 to 4 weeks for an underwriter to complete a submission. This cycle time makes it nearly impossible for us to get to every submission we receive. And most importantly, that speed is critical to our business. Our competitors are also quoting for the same opportunities, so winning the race means winning the client. So we have to move faster without sacrificing the quality of our execution. And this is the mission our team has undertaken with partners like Palantir. Our objective is simple: accelerate growth at scale with rapid review at maximum quality for every submission we receive. This wasn't a question of replacing the operator. Our underwriters have valuable expertise and years' worth of experience that gives AIG its edge. The issue was that they were spending 90% of their valuable time on retrieval, extraction, and manual entry of data, distracting them from what matters most. Powered by AIG's ontology, Underwriter Assistance mitigates these repetitive processes, deploying automations to refocus the underwriter on the actions and decisions that uniquely require their expertise. Core to this mission, we've created a framework of 5 key principles to maintain a disciplined approach to applying Gen AI to our underwriting process. First, we targeted a single Gen AI use case. We are focused on solving a real core immediate business challenge versus experimenting with Gen AI in non-core areas of the company. Second, we co-created the solution with our business teams. We wanted to ensure the solution we built aligned with real-world workflows. So we collaborated with various business units in the company to create a tailored solution. Third, we adopted a human-in-the-loop philosophy. The underwriter's at the heart of our business and Gen AI strategy. They are the key decision maker, and we created a tool to enhance their human expertise, not replace them. Fourth, we adopted an agentic modular architecture. This allows us to both easily integrate and adopt new technology solutions because, as we all know, this technology and the models are rapidly developing, and we wanted to create a foundation that would allow us to adapt and change as the regulatory and technology landscapes continue to evolve. And finally, we measure what matters. Our investments in these new tools are measured against predefined metrics. Underwriter Assistance delivers three main capabilities. First is ingestion. So we automate the extraction of roughly 100 attributes that drive the underwriter's decision time from hundreds of data sources and files, PDFs, databases, Excel files, and more. And this turns days and weeks of underwriter work to minutes, allowing us to feasibly process thousands of submissions in parallel. Second is augmentation. Tools in our ontology enable us to automatically search across internal and external data sources for relevant context and enrich and validate the content of the submission information. And then finally, prioritization. We provide the underwriter additional information to assist them in prioritizing their valuable time on incoming submissions. So let me bring to life what I've been talking about through a real example. Let's say Underwriter Assistance is looking for a client's total 2024 revenue, which is one of the roughly 100 data fields we need for underwriting. In our RAG framework, we would generate a prompt and a query for total revenue. The query then returns relevant context, in this case, the 2024 income statement, thereby limiting the vectors the large language model can actually search for the answer. Next, we send both the prompt and the relevant context to the large language model. The large language model then generates a response, including the source document chunk from which the 2024 revenue was found, which is then reviewed, confirmed, or corrected by our underwriter, or as we call them, the human in the loop. Therefore, back in the seat of the underwriter, this approach substantially minimizes hallucinations by limiting the source context for the large language model. It also drives better efficiency in terms of response time and token cost. So with the assistance of Palantir and others, we built an AI-enabled system for the next era of AIG. I'm incredibly proud of what our team has accomplished in deploying Underwriter Assistance. To recap, we were successful and we are expanding the implementation to other areas of our North America business. We demonstrated a 3 to 4 week underwriting timeline review for each submission could be reduced down to less than 1 day. With additional underwriter capacity, this unlock can enable AIG to review 100% of the relevant submissions we receive. We consistently achieved over a 90% data quality accuracy rate compared to our manual input process. And critically, our bind to submit ratio in our pilot actually increased, indicating that organic growth is possible without any increase whatsoever in submission flow. So by increasing our underwriter capacity from 2 to 5x, providers such as Palantir have helped us unlock an opportunity to accelerate our potential growth. It's a new era for AIG, achieving transformation that impacts all of our stakeholders. Our customers get better accuracy in their policy and coverage, more accurate rating and pricing in their specific risks, and improved responsiveness. Our distribution partners get quicker response times on all of our submissions and more consistent underwriting decisions and pricing, thus translating to a more productive relationship. And our colleagues have more time and less of the work that they don't want to do, like data wrangling, and more of the work they do want to do, like analyzing risk and engaging with our broker partners and our clients. I'm extremely proud to be pushing the perimeter of the insurance industry in the underwriter assistance system. The ability to rapidly increase speed and accuracy of critical decision making is going to have a profound effect on our business over time. We're thankful to our partners such as Palantir for their help to build and deploy this with speed, ambition, and a laser focus on value to AIG. And this is just the beginning. Thank you.